Welcome back to Let's Play Master of Orion 2, Episode 35. Me and the Psilons are continuing our arm race. We are the best of friends, a close alliance, harmony. We're the last two survivors of a very bloody rise to power. We talk about peace, you know, I'm the best. I'm the best there is at diplomacy. And the Psilons are pacifists. Yet, when you look at the results of their pacifism and my diplomacy, you see that my banner is on 8 stars and theirs is on 11. And we have the many homeworlds that have fallen before us, such as Ursa, Altair, Chryslon, Fierce, Slaw, Trilar. Here is my world, Sol. There's Mintar. I need to figure out, is there ever going to be a galactic council convening again? If there is there any chance I can win in a vote? I need almost exactly twice as many population units as the Psilons have in order to win a vote if there ever is one again. I'm not sure if there ever is an election when there's only 2 players left. I would need double his totals, I think, in order to have 2/3 of the population. He would have to have 1/3, so I'd have 2, he would have 1, so I would have to have double. I only have like 0.3 advantage, so I don't know, my population might not ever do it for me. Well, I'm going to pay attention to this tech graph very closely. I believe the Psilons will run out of things to research soon, and then they'll stop researching altogether, and that's when they'll be vulnerable, because my research will continue and my ships will be better. I had hoped to mostly avoid having to micromanage so many colonies by playing such a small universe, but in the end, I guess at the end of the game, with such 2 healthy, hardy empires staring each other down, this sort of thing was inevitable. It's time to ask myself a question. What do I gain by going longer? They have 3 doom stars. Three doom stars, 17 titans. Holy crud. They have 17 titan warships. I have 2 doom stars. These battleships are pretty obsolete at this point. Huh. As usual in the merchant verse, tension fills every empty space. The mighty troop transports gather at Ursa. Wow, we still have Raphael's. And these Spitfires are useless. Plotting and scheming. What can I do? It seems unlikely that the Psilons will ever attack me if they stay true to their pacifism. I believe that I have a chance to surpass them as tech continues forward, because I will do the hypertech research and they won't. I believe if they do the hypertech, I might be totally unable to win this game. every planet, I love to build them out. I love to fill out my conquered space with Gaia worlds. That's just something I always kind of build for. Let's continue the march of time. Time which favors me. My biggest fear is the Psilons attacking me before I have surpassed them in technology. You see, they have 5 Doom Stars where they used to just have 2. They seem to have more Titans. I don't know, that's still 17 Titans. They probably have stopped all construction of Titans and move only now building Doom Stars. They are a formidable fleet. This will be a violent conflagration when it comes. Let me inspect the design of my merchant verse. I wanna No new special items can be added. What about weapons? This actually takes less space. The plasma torpedo requires less space than the disruptors. I feel like I am going to fall prey to some trap. Delivers 120 points of damage, travels with a combat speed of 24, losing 5 points of strength for each square traveled, and firing every other turn. Ooh, so it does a lot of damage, but it fires every other turn, and it loses power as it travels. So my ship would have to get really close to deliver the violent blow. Well, there's 2 other things that come to mind. If it's going to have to get really close to develop or to deliver such a shock, then I could probably use something like a teleporter to help move my Doom Star closer into range. Let me see here. The plasma torpedo takes up less space than a disruptor, but the disruptor fires every turn. That's pretty neat. I don't know. The disruptor doesn't lose damage over distance. The plasma torpedo says it doesn't either. I don't understand quite. Oh, damage reduced by range. This one's damage is not reduced. Alright, well, I can fit a plasma torpedo. Let's no longer call you the merchant verse. I want to paint a story where me and my brother, the Psilon, grew up in the Garden of Eden in the southeastern corner of the galactic map. And I grew jealous of all the scientific goodies that the Psilons were gifted. And in my jealousy, I struck them down. So I shall name this Cain 2, because he's the second in a long line of murderers. All right. One thought I have, okay, they have class 10 shields. Let me find out, how much damage does a molecular light missile do? Even a fully modified one. Let's see a reference. Ooh, I need weapons, ship weapons. Not ship weapons. Missiles and bombs. Okay, here we go. Molecular light. Delivers 14 points of damage. I'm not sure how the shields work, but I have a suspicion that these frigates are completely useless that orbit Jabbar. So let's go to Jabbar. It's time to lighten my financial burden. Let's go ahead and scrap you guys. $800. Yay. Alright. I line my load somewhat. One thing I'd like to also do is maybe if I build enough Doom Stars, I'll just decommission all my battleships. Otherwise, I might refurbish my battleships. No longer build a Merchant Verse, build a Kane 2. Wow, this world's ultra poor. That's pretty funny. Why would I build the Kane 2 on the ultra poor world? Alright, actually you should build housing. And then after that you can build trade goods. But I'm also going to take all your humans and most of you slaw guys and make you do research. Over here, where you're not so poor, what is going on? You build a spaceport. Then you're going to build a Kane 2. Then a weather controller. I continue to mostly study construction because it increases my ability to carry weapons on board my ships. So I can carry more weapons than the Psilons as I develop more hyper construction. Time continues to move forward. How do they change? Let's see your history graph. Tech, they still outpace me, but I see that. Like, doesn't it look like they're starting to form a flat line? The longer they form that flat line, the more it serves me. But they have really surpassed my fleet. They're building a lot of Doom Stars. I can feel it. They sold their science buildings. You see right here, there's a dip. When they go up like this, and then they go down, but only slightly, that's because across the whole empire, they must have sold their auto labs, their research labs, and their supercomputers, and this gives them some money. But it can't be worth it to sell all your labs. For example, what I might have done is I would keep all those labs, but I would just move the population into production. But instead, I think if I were able to look into their planets, I would see that they have stopped science altogether, and they sold off their science buildings. That's what we're seeing right here on buildings. Their dip down is the sell-off of the science buildings. Here in tech, you see that they have a flat line starting to emerge. This might continue for a couple more turns, and then we'll know for sure. And so my plan is to continue to develop my science until I get to hyper construction 4, and then maybe like hyper energy 2, and maybe computers. Invest a little in my hyper sciences, really make sure my fleet is top of the line, and then I'll just go through and take all of Psilon. I'll take the whole Psilon empire in just a few turns. Of course, the invasion will take a while. All these little transports I need to deliver. We're on surprisingly equal footing because we have shared so much technology together. Our ground combat is going to be like brothers fighting brothers. All right, this is an exciting way to end episode 35. The Psilons have reached the end of their science, and they have stopped all science research. Now I am poised to leap ahead. All right, save. Episode 35.